Hi everyone. I'm getting so happy, so excited for your journey. I can't believe how far you've come. If you're to this point, you're gaining a lot of knowledge and a lot of tools for your toolkit, a lot of skills here that you get to take with you, that you're going to see that you can help other people with. So I'm going to be going over limiting beliefs. I am using two computers, so I'm going to be looking back and forth. On this one, I can't share the program sheet, so I'm just going to read off of it. You guys have the PDF file so you can follow along. Okay. Let me get this out of the way. It's beeping. Okay, so limiting beliefs. These are beliefs that we usually between the age of 0 to 7. Any psychologist or hypnotherapist will tell you between 0 and 7, even in the womb, you can accept a limiting belief. This is a belief that holds you back, something that doesn't ring true for you, but it was maybe true for your parents and grandparents and father and family members, but it's not true for you now. It's not true for this time right now. It doesn't feel good, and it holds you back in so many ways in so many different areas of your life. Maybe it holds you back financially and in your career and in your love life. All of these they keep holding you back, and maybe you don't even know that you're holding them. So let's go over this. So a limiting belief is just that, a belief that limits you. These beliefs can be put on us by friends, family, or loved ones at a young age. The belief has proven to be true over time by physical things that happen to you in the family. So if you're in this like poverty mindset and nothing comes to us and we're always going to be poor, we're always going to live off the state, we're always going to need to ask for help, we're always going to have to go to the food bank, we can't afford our rent, we can't afford this, we can't afford that. Like, do you see how these, like, all of that is negative? Can you feel that energy? How like down and negative it is, instead of saying something positive to yourself, like, money comes to me naturally. I'm able to pay these things off. I'm going to find people who can assist me. It just flows to me. I'm able to see other avenues where I can make money. These ideas just come up, and I have enough people in my life and maybe apps. I mean, now there's apps in the internet that it shows me how to make money. I can find money in different avenues. Okay. Or I'm guided to go to school. Maybe there's something there where like I can get an education and get more skills to provide myself and my family with more money. It's going to take some time, and maybe I'm taking out some student loans, but those student loans are going to help me in the long run. Maybe I get some state assistance at the time and it helps me in the long run, and then I'm paying it back. Like once I have this good job, I'm paying it back. That's what I did with my nursing. I was on state assistance. I was living in the trailer park. I was borrowing as much out of student loans as I could to pay for all of my bills. I came from a poverty mindset family who had lived off state assistance their whole life, but never moved forward to get an education. They moved here from another country, and I don't know if they realized they could get an education. So I mean, they were in a different mindset. And as I was growing up and watching things, I switched my mindset and I said, if I get an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, if I move myself forward, I can get to A, B, C, D. And now I'm to this point where, like, not only am I a nurse and I've done my internal work, I've been alone for 6 years. Now it's like these other avenues where this program came to me last year in January in 2019. The program just came to me, and I was writing and writing and writing and writing. And then these apps came to me, like Canva and Patreon and YouTube and Zoom. We have all of this abundance where we can take all of these things and use them to make money, help people, however you want to create in your life. Maybe it's you loving your artistry and you're showing your artistry on YouTube and you're selling on YouTube. Maybe you have a Teespring account you know, selling t-shirts and mugs, and like, we have so much given to us. There is so much access, you know, and these apps are really low cost, you know, so our cost is really low, and then the profit margin is there. It's not taking you 4 or 5 years to gain a business. So you'll see these things come to you. Like I said, the program came to me. And when I went to a coach actually for a while, and she wanted me to sell on ClickFunnels. And you know how ClickFunnels is like, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars, pay thousands of dollars for this course. I never wanted my course to be so much money that nobody could afford it. I wanted it to be very affordable for everyday people. I think everyday people need these skills and tools. I think that too many people are going to the doctors and self-medicating. Not that it's a bad thing. You know, you need your antidepressants, you need, you know, whatever mental health issues that you're having, yes, treat them. But a lot of this is spiritual. It's this underneath spiritual work that also needs to be done so you don't have to take as much of the medication. I actually got off my medication completely. That's not for everyone. Not everyone can do that. You know, I was on high doses of Lamictal and antidepressants, a mood stabilizer. I mean, I was suicidal at a couple points, you know, but the more you go within, the more you work on this, the more tools and skills you gain, you won't need as much medication. You won't need as much therapy. You won't need as much because you have tools in your basket. They call it self-soothing, where a child is supposed to be able to self-soothe. A lot of us don't have that tool. A lot of us suffered abuse through the 80s and 90s. We suffered a lot of abuse. A lot of families were abusive, and CPS was put into place, you know, and we weren't taught those skills. You are learning those skills. You're learning how to deal with depression and anxiety and how this world works and how to have a supportive group and a supportive team that isn't toxic to you, that isn't holding you back. I mean, all of this takes time. Like I said, I've been alone for 6 years, but believe me, I've been working longer than that on this, you know, while I was married and everything. So this can take a while. So the belief has been proven to be true over time. And when you gain new beliefs, you will also have them proved to you over time. So I was talking about the poverty mindset. When you sit in that poverty mindset, when it's proved to you, the money doesn't come in and you can't make your bill. The ideas aren't there and you can't make more money somewhere else. Even when you get a second job, you're still very, very poverty mindset, poverty stricken. Even when there's extra money or extra people in the house working, you're still, oh, we don't have enough, we don't have enough, we don't have enough. When you do, I mean, if you had, you know, 3 people living in your home, maybe they're working 1 to 2 jobs, and you do have enough, you just have to allocate it properly or get rid of something. Or maybe you're not seeing the bigger picture where if you didn't buy into this certain thing, you know, then you could save that money, it would go to something else, you know, or maybe getting rid of the car and taking transportation, or having another family member help you pay off the car, whatever it is. I mean, there's so many things out there and ideas. So if you tell yourself, I am getting ideas every day on how to make extra money, how to pay for my bills, right? And then that will show up. When you change your mindset, it will get proven to you time and time again. And then that new belief becomes true. So you can do this over and over again with relationships, love, money, spirituality. You change your mindset and you watch, you know, whatever your mindset is, these things coming in that are proving it true. And this is why they talk about us being on different timelines. Everybody's on a different timeline. Some people are on timelines together, but it's because they have that mindset. This person over here might be very poverty mindset, but this person has found a way, they were there, but somehow they found a way and wrote a book and they're making millions of dollars now. How did they do it? It's letting go of these limiting beliefs. That's how they do it. And also, when you're talking about money, if you sit there and have money, when you're in the poverty mindset, when you have the money, for some reason, people who are in poverty mindset want to spend it right away because they're not used to it being there. They don't save it. So they'll keep spending it right away. You'll notice these people who are in poverty mindset are hoarders. They have so much stuff. So much stuff. And if they just changed their mindset and started saving, started investing, you have enough to buy silver or gold or a bond, or I'm investing in the stock, I'm buying a house, things that will make you money. You're saving up the money instead of spending it right away. Okay? And once this opens up for you, unimaginable possibilities come around. Like, this has changed my life completely. So as you've grown older, these beliefs are challenged, and you may have noticed that they do not always hold true. Most people like to challenge their beliefs so that they can find ones that are more suitable for them. If you are struggling and seem to not be able to get ahead of where you would like to be in life, you may have some limiting beliefs that are holding you back, right? And I have examples here. I'm too old. If you sit in that energy, you're going to tell yourself that your body is old, my joints are aching, I have all of these ailments, I can't get this job, I can't. Okay? On the other side, I'm too young. I can't get this job, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's all about this restriction. You're putting restrictions on yourself that don't need to be there. It doesn't matter how old I am. I feel like I'm 18, 19, 20, 21. I can do whatever I want. I can have whatever job or business I want. My body does not feel old. It springs and it stretches and you can tell yourself your body whatever you want and it will follow. You're programming your brain and it will follow here, okay? I'm not smart enough to do that. You have to have money to make money. That's a big one. There's also people who feel like if they have money, they don't deserve it. Okay? I'm too fat, so I cannot. I'm too ugly, so I cannot. I'm not educated enough, so I cannot. I don't deserve. I'm not good enough. All the good men and women are taken. I will never find love. I'm not lovable because my happiness is outside of my control, which it's not. I have to follow what others tell me because my judgment and intuition is not right. How sad is that you don't even trust yourself if you're one of those people? You need to switch that around. You take out a couple of the words, you switch them around to something that's positive. You do have the intuition, you do have the insight. Your higher power and inner child know exactly what you need. And maybe people will fight you on it. People have fought me on it and thought that whatever I think is not for my highest good, and then they notice over and over and over, I'm getting more and more abundance. Like, I have moved so many times and people are like, what are you doing? Well, this is what Spirit's telling me to do. My higher self wants me to do this. And every single time, it works out for my benefit. And I get more and more abundance in my life because I followed through. Your intuition is always right. Energy doesn't lie. Okay? I need love and approval from others, which in this program I'm teaching you the only love and approval you need is from yourself. The longest relationship you have is with yourself. And you need to love yourself first. And then those higher vibrational people will come to you and they will support you in whatever endeavor that you're doing. To be worthy of anything, I must work hard and achieve something, which is not true. You're already worthy. You are already worthy. These types of beliefs that limit you will hold you hostage. They will hold you in one place in the box until you decide to free yourself. Your success, wealth, career, finances, and life are dictated on these thoughts that you have about yourself that can also change as you begin to change your thought process. And this happened for me 6 years ago, where I was able to change and switch. I found all of these tiny little things, okay, I have to change my belief system here and here and here. And even today, I'm still continuing to change my belief system and figuring out where I'm still holding myself back. Because I did come from a poverty mindset. I have been making a lot of money at my job that I'm doing now as a nurse, but I've been in this spend it right away. I have this much money, how do I spend it right away? I realized that one where I'm still kind of stuck. And that's why I'm not able to invest, and I'm not, because I'm not saving my money. We're going out on these extravagant trips for what? I could be saving my money and investing in a house and gold and silver in stocks and bonds. It's a total switch. Entrepreneurs and people who make millions of dollars are savers. They can see opportunity. Opportunity comes to them easily. Ideas come to them easily. Okay, that's the mindset that they're in. So how to change your limiting beliefs. First, this might take a lot of journaling to figure it out. I mean, maybe me talking, you have found a couple, maybe with like weight, your age, finances. First, you have to become aware that you have them. And then think of an area in your life that is struggling, you feel stuck. It may be in love, a relationship, finances, career, spirituality. In a lot of these, you may just not feel worthy enough, and you keep telling that to yourself. And in those situations, I really want you to visualize yourself as a child. Go deep within and visualize yourself as a child, and that child is sitting right next to you. You are sitting right next to you. And even if it has to be another child, maybe you don't care right now how you talk to yourself. Maybe imagine somebody else's child sitting there next to you. The horrible, awful things that you tell yourself, would you say that to that child? Really think about that. Would you say those awful, horrible things to that child? You're too fat. You're not worthy of love. You're so ugly. Would you say that to a child? Because every time you're saying that to yourself, you're saying that to your inner child. Your inner child is taking that in, taking that on, and accepting that belief. Nobody is ever worthy of being talked to that way, and especially not by yourself. You should be talking to yourself so positively and so uplifting. And that may take a while for you, just to talk positively and uplifting to yourself. And you may notice, I noticed this when I was going through my weight issues, is I was allowing, not only was I talking to myself that way, I was allowing other people to talk that way to me. When you say, like, so I was out in public, maybe with friends, and I was like, oh my gosh, big girl hips, I've got mama hips, I'm so big, oh, I can't sit there. And it opened up the door for other people to talk to me that way. When you're saying it out loud, other people are like, oh, okay, that's how she wants to be talked to. And then they'll start joking around with you about what you already said. That was a huge realization for me, where not only was I talking negatively to myself, I would say it out loud, and then I was giving permission to other people to talk to me that way. And then it was confirming that limiting belief. And I was doing it all myself. I was self-sabotaging myself, my weight, my body. That took a long time for me to go through. Okay. So you're figuring out what the voice in your head says, you're journaling things down, you're figuring out what area in your life, there's probably multiple areas in your life. And then as you go through this process, you'll find more and more and more things that you want to change. So ask yourself if this belief is true. Say it aloud to yourself. Does it sound silly? Would you say it to a child? Have you found certain situations that the belief does not stand true? You know, and this stands for, I mean, when we break up in relationships, we say, all men are like this. All women are like this. We put everyone in a box and they're not. So that limiting belief is not going to stand true because not everybody is the same. Not everybody thinks the same. So if you do not feel this belief is true, then state it aloud that it is not true. And when you do this, you are consciously and subconsciously changing the pattern that your brain has originally taken. Okay, you're changing the pathways in your brain. Find the source of the belief. Where did you first come to believe this? And sometimes this takes some meditation. There's meditations online where they take you back to your childhood, and maybe you got it from your grandmother, your mom, your dad, somebody in the church, wherever you grew up, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember the first time I heard that, and then I thought it was true. So you find the source. Did you get this belief over time? Did it cause you hurt, shame, felt guilty? How did this belief come about? Why did you start to believe it? What showed up in your life that you started to believe it? Oh, it must be true because all of these things are happening. Believe us, all of us are manifesting these things that are happening. If you believe something different will manifest. You can't do the same thing and get the same results. Okay, have you actually pushed people, situations, or advancements away because of this belief? So now if you want to change the belief, you're going to change the intention and declare it. So you're going to write down your old belief and you're going to change it. And the old one you must declare is not true. And then the new one you're going to declare as true. And it has this step-by-step in here for you. You're going to replace the belief with the new one. Okay? So, I am so ugly and fat, nobody will love me. You know, not a very good belief, not a very good way to talk to yourself. But you can change it. Like, I don't believe that's true. I believe that I'm so beautiful and my body is working for me in such a beautiful way. It's working together in harmony that whoever comes to me is going to love me unconditionally. My body is doing the best for me. It doesn't matter what weight I'm at or how I look, they're going to love me for me. Love comes to me easily. They see different parts of me. They can see this beautiful light coming from me and are attracted to it. And it doesn't matter what this physical body looks like. So you can change it in any way you want to. And I recommend in here that the old limiting belief, you have it on a strip of paper and burn it. Tell the universe, even though you're saying it out loud, I like to burn things and tell the universe and spirit to take this, transmute it into love and light. I'm done with it. And then I usually have the new belief hanging up on my mirror or maybe a phone reminder so that it just pops up and I'm all like, yep. And I say it out loud and I repeat it to myself. This is the thing you have to keep repeating to yourself over and over and over. In my first program, I think I go over tapping. Yeah, I go over tapping. There's a tapping method that helps you set intentions. You can look up that as well or go to my first program. And then you're going to test your new belief. Listen to your thoughts, behaviors, feelings, and see what's actually coming. What are you manifesting now with this new belief? What's coming to you? All of a sudden, maybe with your career, you're saying that you're worthy of opportunity, and opportunities are all of a sudden arising. You're getting a raise. You're moving into a new position. People are seeing you for the, I want to say abundance, but for the prosperous person that you are. They're seeing all of your talents and skills, and they want you on their team, right? When you start changing your beliefs, new things will come to you. And I recommend that you write those down so that you're confirming your new belief. All of these things came, and this new belief is coming true. It is true. Okay? If you've written down your old belief and would like to get rid of it through ritual, oh, like I said, you can write it on a piece of paper and burn it, and the new one you hold up, you have on the mirror in a reminder, imagining this belief starting as a seed and growing. If you sit in meditation and you imagine the belief, like, what could come to me? Like, sit with that new belief and be like, you know, I see this new opportunity. I see this money. I see this offer. I see this person coming to me. I see me reaching out. I'm coming out of my shell more. I'm working out more. I'm making more healthy choices in my food and my diet. So many new things, and you can visually imagine and then see yourself doing it. The more intention that you put into it, the more visualization and intention. It all has to do with the words and imagery first. Once you see it and start believing it, and it becomes repetitive, you're changing those wires in your computer. This is a computer, you can reprogram it. We are reprogramming your brain, okay, to bring the abundance that you want. This is why we're creators and manifestors, because we can do this. Okay, so I'm actually going to do this as a two-part with the limiting beliefs and the old paradigms, because they coincide together. So this is the second part, old paradigms. So you have internal limiting beliefs. This is you, individual soul level, okay? But then you have all of these other souls that we're collectively connected to. We are a collective consciousness together, and we all hold beliefs. But in our society, we hold these paradigms. So paradigms are these big pillars in our community, and they're a belief that is held over the entire community. And there are several people that try to break down these paradigms because they don't exist anymore. As a collective, we don't believe them anymore. They'll stand for a while until we all collectively break it down. So you may be a part of these movements. I mean, when women were able to vote, when women got more rights, when the slaves were set free. These are huge paradigms that are over our entire community that we start breaking down and we start seeing something different. So examples of this are a woman should stay at home and take care of children and the home, while a man should be at work. So that paradigm has shifted. Divorce has become more prominent. Women are also going to work. Women have gotten more rights. So this pillar has shifted and broken down. But it takes all of us collectively shifting it and breaking it down, saying, no, we don't believe that. You know, one person, 10 people, 20 people, we sign these petitions and we break them down. All homes should own slaves to assist with housework and in the field. These individuals should not hold rights to vote and are not considered human. That was a huge belief for, I think, hundreds of years in our society. Women cannot vote. LGBTQ plus people do not exist. They do not have rights. They are faking it. They can be sent to a camp to help them. Pray the gay away. So that's one pillar of the mindset. You know, you can't have gays, bisexuals, the whole LGBT community. They were so bound over this pillar in our society that they couldn't hold down jobs. You could get fired. You might get kicked out of your house just because of your sexual orientation. You couldn't hold insurance. I mean, a human is a human. All humans deserve rights, right? But this is part of the pillar that's been broken down, not only by the LGBTQ people, collectively coming together, but also other supporters of the community that have broken these beliefs down. Even with marijuana, at first, they had all of that propaganda about marijuana is bad, and we all believed it. The government knows everything. They have our highest interest, right? If they have our highest interest, it must be true. But now we're seeing that medical marijuana is more effective than any of our synthetic drugs. And so that whole paradigm is also shifting. If you're a woman, you have to have children. This one, women don't have to have children. Just because you're a woman, having children doesn't make you a woman. You're a woman. You don't have to have children. And there's plenty of people out there who just want to be the fun aunt, right? Or they just want to be the babysitter, or they just want to help out in the community with the autistic children, and they don't want any children of their own. They just want to help in the community. There are givers and receivers in our community, and it's okay if you don't have kids. This is another paradigm that's been being broken down, right? A woman cannot have a man's job. A man cannot have a woman's job. We've seen that breakdown. A woman cannot serve in the army, or a Black person can't serve in the army. Men cannot wear makeup. Only a man can be president. A woman cannot be a boss or hold a higher official position. Vegans are bad. You have to eat meat to survive. So these are all huge pillars held in our community. There's a huge collective consciousness that believes these. And then there are other collective consciousnesses that show them that there's another side and try to break it down and try to bring us all together. And because these are very limiting. This is not bringing everybody together as a society. This isn't good for the greatest good of all, right? So as we break these down, I talk about, this is a small example of the paradigms in our community. You'll find more. Once you really start thinking about it, you'll find more in religion and everything. You'll be like, oh, well, do I believe that? There's certain groups that believe that and certain who don't. And you get to choose what side you're on, or how you're going to change things, or maybe sign a petition, or, even with this global warming, we've seen changes while we've been locked in our homes, while we've been on quarantine. We've seen that we make a huge difference in our environment, on the planet, with the animals. We make a huge impact, and us just staying at home and working online has decreased that impact greatly. And we've witnessed that. All of those people who thought that global warming isn't true, we don't really make that big of an impact, that limiting belief. And others who have been fighting it are saying, see, look at the difference. Look at the scientific proof that is coming out. Look at the animals that are healing. Look at the earth that is healing. Look at the CO2 levels and the ocean that is healing, right? So this is a current paradigm shift in our society, that we're seeing the scientific proof backing up that we are making a huge impact, and we should be more worried about our environment. It's just one small part of the paradigms. So ask yourself if it's true. Is there something else you believe? Something else you want to work towards? Something else you want to be a humanitarian for? This is when change comes about. When not only you, but there's another collective group of people who think the same way or want to change something. We want to make the world better, and we want to be more unified. When we think about these perspectives, these paradigms, these large societal limiting beliefs, and you come from your heart space, how do we become more unified together? That's really what's happening here, is how do we bring unity to all of us, love and light, and bring all of us together? Do they prevent you from being fully present? Do they inhibit your creativity and free will? Is there a larger paradigm in your mind that you are holding on to? So follow the steps from the limiting beliefs, and you can also get rid of those, by burning ritual or putting them on your mirror or holding them with you, making sure that you start making your voice heard. You have an opinion, you have a belief, you're building a new foundation in your life. This is a huge way for you. What beliefs do you want supporting you in your home? And this I had to do, I talk about my limiting beliefs with Utah, or how I felt in Utah, and most of it had to do with the religion, the Mormon religion. And they do have a certain belief of how you should be and how you should get married young, and you should have as many children as possible. And this is how you give like how you could be your best version for God. I mean, that's really what that's the best way I can describe it, how I was taught. You are doing your best for God's purpose. But that's not all God wants. He doesn't want you to just get married and procreate and sit at home. There's so many more things that we can be doing, so many more creativity, skills, talents that we have been given. We are supposed to express. How are we bringing this world together collectively? Not everybody has to have kids. Not everybody has to get married. Not everybody has to be in a relationship and do A, B, C, D. We're not all put into a box. So figure out your beliefs and see what you want to get rid of. So limiting beliefs and limiting paradigms. And then see what holds true for you. I'm so excited for you on your journey. And like I said, this can be a lifelong process. I'm just giving you the tools and you're running with them. I'm so excited for you on your process. Thank you so much for being here and taking this journey with me. Hey, blessed be.